Monday night, March 26th, a student returned to his dorm room in the Deerfield Residence Hall to find that someone had left a note containing racial and homophobic slurs and poured bleach into his dresser, ruining some of his clothes. Later that night, the student went to the parking lot and discovered his tires had been slashed and a bottle of bleach had been left behind his car. Since then, the Barry community has been buzzing with discussion of this hate crime, and now some student leaders have come forward to give their thoughts to Viking Fusion.
I think people are really frustrated that we don't know who did it. And so I think because I was in the proximity, maybe assuming that I would have more information about it. And so really, I think people are upset and they want to know. And so they are asking questions to try to get an idea of what happened.
I think it opened everyone's eyes to say this is a real issue. I think with our generation, people think this is stuff that happened in our grandparents' time, so we're not affected by it, really, because we don't have to be. But when situations like this happens and it affects like your friend, the people you live with, it makes it more personal.
The fact that this happened here and it was so relevant to our lives as students made it even more so an impact on my individual perspective on, I guess, hate crimes in general, that they are so local.
All three of the leaders are unanimous in the belief that awareness and conversation of what happened is the best preventative measure.
And a lot of people, unfortunately, have that ideology that if I don't talk about racism, if I don't talk about hate crimes, they don't happen. And clearly that's not the case. So we have to make this a persistent effort and something that we talk about at least throughout the semester while we're here as seniors.
I wanted to send out an email to the entire student body to just apologize for this act, but also to create confidence in all of us that this doesn't have to happen again.
Making this a discussion that goes on, making this something that people are passionate about, I think is the biggest thing. That they know that this does not represent by any way the feelings of the Barry community at large.
Although the perpetrator still hasn't been identified, administrators have encouraged anyone with any information to speak up. For Viking Fusion, I'm Josh Hayes.